Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Sumit Salpekar, one of the organizer of SUG Nagpur, along with Mahima Patel, Neha Pasi, and Vikrant Punwatkar. Uh, it's important to mention that all the events of SUG Nagpur are supported by Perficient. And today is another exciting day as we come together to explore the Sitecore search. And the topic name is the integrating a Sitecore search with custom sitemap. Now, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speakers. Our first speaker is Varalakshmi. She is no stranger to the Sitecore community, having been honored with the Sitecore MVP title. And currently, she holds the position of DX engineer at Horizontal Digital. Along with Varalakshmi, we will hear from Diptanu Biswas. Diptanu has 9+ years of experience on classic and modern framework, and he is currently working as associate tech lead at Horizontal Digital. So welcome Varalakshmi and Diptanu. With your extensive experience, there is no doubt we will gain valuable insight from both of you. And if anyone has any questions during the session, feel free to type them in the chat. We will make sure to answer them before we wrap up today. All right, so without any further delay, let's dive into our exploration of today's topic. Over to you, Varalakshmi and Diptanu.
Thanks, Sumit. So let me share my screen. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we will be presenting on how to integrate Sitecore Search along with the custom sitemap with our application. I am Diptan Viswas, currently working as an associate lead in Horizontal Digital. I have worked on classic and modern frameworks, and I have experience on Sitecore, Solar, and SXA based applications. Currently, I'm working on Sitecore XM cloud applications and along with Sitecore search integrations. You can find my blogs at depthanoviswasblog.wordpress.com.
Hello, everyone. And first of all, I like to thank Proficient and Horizontal for supporting us for all these sessions. Myself, Varalakshmi MD, DX Engineer at Horizontal Digital. I am Sitecore MVP 2024. And I have 4.5 years of work experience and exclusively 2.5 years in Sitecore. And I am currently working on XM Cloud projects and also having experience in search-based applications like Covio, Solar, and also Sitecore Search. You can find my blog at vinsitecore.wordpress.com. Yeah, let's talk about today's agenda, what we will be covering. So we will be covering what is Sitecore Search, which is a basic thing, and why to use a Sitecore Search. There should be a purpose for everything. So we will be discussing about that. And for usage, the main thing that we have agenda is the custom sitemap. We will be creating a public endpoint using custom sitemap. And we will create an Sitecore search source, which will be having a web advanced crawler. And after creation of the source, we have to configure the search fields and widgets in the Sitecore search. And also we will be creating a component in Next.js to consume all the search fields and display our data. And we will have a live website and we will be showing the result. And finally, we have a demo. We have divided the demo into two parts. That is custom sitemap creation and another one is CEC portal, which is Sitecore search. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, let's discuss about what is Sitecore Search. As all of us know, Sitecore Search is an headless content discovery platform that let you to create a predictive and personalized search experience across multiple content sources. For every site, the personalization and predictive search is most important thing, and we can ensure that through the Sitecore Search. And it also provides a generic connectors that you can configure to extract and index your content. Whatever the content present in the Sitecore content tree that can be extracted and indexed using Sitecore Search. And why to use a Sitecore Search? Mainly, it aims to deliver relevant and personalized content to the right audience at the right moment. So, consuming the data and providing to the right audience is most important in this very AI world, I can say. And it just doesn't mean that it will give only and right content. It also provides numerous benefits such as personalized search experience, advanced search capabilities, seamless integration of all the implementation is very easy. You can go through and you can learn it very easily. And also enhanced analytics and insight. In a dashboard, you can see what are the analytics and how many people have been visited to the site and everything, and flexibility of the usage. And also, for example, you can use API crawler or custom sitemap crawlers, anything that is available in the Sitecore Search. There is multiple flexibility and also multilingual support. For example, your site has many languages. For example, ENUS, both will be supported. As many languages you have, that will be supported from the Sitecore Search. Next slide, please. So this is our sitemap. You can see like in the content tree, what we will be using for customizing a sitemap. So here one is our custom Sitecore field, that is hide from search. What this will do is we can hide or show our specific page in the sitemap itself. So for example, if you have a test page and you don't want to show that page in the sitemap itself, means you don't want to index the page at all. So you have to hide it from the search. You have to click the checkbox. So this is our custom field for ignoring a page or including a page. And other 4 fields are from the out of the box from the Sitecore. That is change frequency. You can change the frequency of the indexing daily, monthly, or by yearly. And also priority, which has to given. This is also a drop list field where you can set the priority of the indexing. And one more field, that is updated. This will be also used in our GraphQL to fetch the data. So here GraphQL query, the main thing for including a GraphQL, that we want to exclude few fields that we don't want unnecessary to be indexed. So in GraphQL, we will be using to fetch the content from the experience edge. So here in the query, we have a root item, which is a string and template ID. And also we will be using it after. Here first we can see in search we have an first, that is an pagination, and after $after is a after like 300 pages it will be integrating the extra pages as well. And we have a total number of page and also page info, and we have a result. These results are the array of the pages. In each and every page we will be having an information of language. For example, if it is an EN, we will be getting an EN as a language, and URL of the page, name, ID, and also hide from search, change frequency, priority, and updated. So here we have a root item, that is the stat item. The stat item will be the home item for all the sites, and also template ID. This template ID is inherited and it is common for all the pages. Next slide. So after we are ready with the GraphQL, we have to create a public endpoint using custom sitemap. This is the very important step that we will be doing. So what we will do, we will be creating an sitemap in the Next.js front-end application. After creation, we will be deploying to the Vercel or rendering host application. And after that, we will be generating an URL, which is in the XML format for indexing. That URL we will be using in the triggers of a sitemap, Sitecore search. So let's jump into the demo part. So first we will be go to the content tree. So this is our Sitecore content editor. So we have a team, the Voyagers as a tenant and XMC search as a site. And we have a pages. Here you can go click on any one of the page. In a page, we have a site configuration, that is hide from search. If you want to hide a page, you have to just click this checkbox and just publish the page. And this will be not available in the XML itself. So then we have other fields, search title, in description and search images, that we will be using in the metadata.tsx to consume the data, which is present inside the each and every specified field. So another 4 fields are change frequency, and you can see the drop list. You can change the daily or monthly, and also and we have a do not include and also undefined. This will be filtered out and we will be not showing those pages. And we have a priority. Based on the priority, you can set the crawling of the pages. And one more, that is in the statistics, we have updated, and based on the date updation, we can show the content as well. So let's go to the GraphQL Playground Edge. So here, this is the edge endpoint. We have an query variables set and also API key. In the query, what we have written is we have a search and also the path and everything, root ID and template ID is specified. And we have a first 300. This is the pagination. And here we have a total and also results. If we hit this query, we can see the total number of pages is 166. And we have a page info and also results. In each and every results, total we have 166 results, and each and results have a language, URL, and also ID, name, and also hide from search, change frequency, and updated, and also priority. These are the things that we have mentioned in the GraphQL that will be coming in our output. So let's go how after creation of this GraphQL, we are ready with the GraphQL query, what we have to consume. So for this, we will consume in the front-end application. So here, inside pages, API and custom sitemap, we have created an API endpoint called custom sitemap.ts. These are the types that we have defined here, the types that we will be consuming inside the GraphQL. And next we have a server, specific server for, this is the GraphQL query, which is written. Can you scroll down? Yeah, this is the sitemap service that using the service, we will be fetching the results. And one more important thing here is we have to have an sitemap in an XML or text format so that this will be compatible with the Sitecore Search format, XML format. So if I, after this generation, we have to go in the browser and hit the API key, sorry, API/custom and sitemap. Yeah, this is our site, which is xmcsearch.vercel.app. This is the site that we have deployed through Vercel. And after like hitting the API endpoint, API/custom sitemap, we can see the format. We have all the URLs and also locals. These are the each and every page URLs that we have, and also last date modified, and also change frequency and priority based on the each and every page level data. So after you can you are assuming now that we have all the data that we are available needed. And one more thing, how the search title, search description, custom fields that are being mapped. So for that, we will be using in a metadata.tsx file. We will be creating one more search metadata.ts. Here we have an input hidden type fields, and we will be saying that we will be consuming the value inside that. For example, the name of the field and ID we will be providing, and also the value. For example, if it is a search title dot value will use that, consume those data which is present in the Sitecore. So for example, if I go after this deployment, if you go to the page, so if I inspect an element, for example, I have an article here. So I can see what all the fields which are present in this article. We have search title, description, and category, subcategory, search page type, and hide from search field also, and search image. These are all the fields which are present in this page, and we will be consuming this in the document.js extractor in the Sitecore search. So these are the basic things that we need to configure before going to the Sitecore search portal as a backend. And for the further Sitecore search explanation, Deeptanu will take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Varalakshmi. So now, once we have set up the things in the front end, part, we have to configure certain things in the Sitecore search portal. So in Sitecore search portal, first things what we need to configure is a source. A source is basically where you keep all the informations from where to crawl the data, what pages to crawl, and what to crawl inside those pages. So for our example, we will be using a web crawler advanced source. So for that, first we need to create a source inside code using the web crawler advanced. After that, we'll have to create a trigger, configure a request trigger. This will be nothing but the URL of the sitemap or the custom sitemap which we are using, and the trigger type will be a sitemap trigger. Once this is done, this is make sure that all the URLs are scanned from the endpoint which we have created. Next, configuration of the document extractor. The document extractor is basically a JavaScript extractor which follows the Cheerio syntax, and we can extract information from the web pages mentioned inside the sitemap. Once these are done, we'll have to publish and re-index the source. In the next step, we have taken everything in the source. Once we have configured it, we'll have to configure the search fields. So these fields are used to map the data what has been crawled from the browser to Sitecore search. So for addition of a field or a new attribute, we call it here attribute, we'll have to go to administration tools, then the domain settings and attribute section, and click and add attribute. Once we have done that, we can configure the attributes such as what is the type of the attribute, string, date, integer, etc. And we'll have to publish it. And search results widget is nothing but how the search results you want to return. So there, once you are going to a widget and configuring a widget, you have three types of widget: preview search, search results, and recommendation. So preview search is
I guess we lost Deeptanu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back, I guess.
Yeah, looks like a technical glitch.
hello.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
we
we
can
can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, some network issue. Yeah. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I was saying about the preview search. So preview search is nothing but if you want to get a handful of requests like related articles you want to configure, that time we will use the preview search. The search results is a generic search results of our page, where in the search you will give a keyword and it will fetch the results. And the recommendation is like recommended products based on some badges and etc. So now once we have configured our fields, we have configured the widgets and the source required everything. We will do a final crawling, and so once it is success, you will be able to see the content present inside Sitecore search portal, and the documents will be generated. Now, the next step becomes is the connection of Sitecore search instance to our project. Once we have all the data inside Sitecore search instance, we'll have to show the data in our website. To connect that, we need two things: a customer key and an API key. So in the developer resources section, we will be having a customer key. and we are using a default API key here. So with this, we can connect our Sitecore search to our Next.js project with the components in Next.js. To create the component in Next.js to show the data or the results filter, we have two parts. One is the widget code, where we will be passing the query like this, and we'll have to give the source
Deeptan,
we
your
have
voice is breaking.
created. And once this is using the API gets my component, I get show in my network. Am I audible now? Hello?
You are audible,
Your
Deptano, but your voice is little breaking.
breaking.
Is it fine now or still you are?
No,
Yeah,
it's
we can
much better
enable.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So once we have configured the Next.js component and the Next.js code, we will be able to see search results in our websites. It will be showing like this. You can change the styling according to your need, but the results will be shown, the sorting option and the facets all will be shown. So let me go to the Sitecore search portal and show you the portal for better understanding. So once you land into the Sitecore portal, you will be landed to the home page, home section where you can see the site performance, analytics and all. Here you can also see the analytics in depth, where we have which preview search is done, search widget, widget explorer, everything will be there. The one more thing is the creation of the source. So from here, the sources portal, we can create the sources and configure our whatever sitemap API or crawler, set the crawler and configure the source. And in this administration tools, you can use the settings part like creation of attributes, facets, filters, sorting, etc. And in this widget part, we can create the widgets. So let me come to the sources part. We'll create a new source here. Let me name it as SUG. Let's give a Sitecore user group. And the connector will be a web crawler advance for our current implementation. So once it has created, we have some settings here we need to do. So in this web crawler settings, we can use the domains which we are allowing. We can use the depth URLs, maximum number of URLs which we are crawling, any exclusion patterns we are using, and also any headers from where we are getting the data. And in this available locals, we can configure whatever locals we want to use, like ENUS, ENAU, or ESUS, ENCFRC. Those locals will be given. In the triggers, we'll have to add a trigger, and in this trigger we will have to select the sitemap type, and in the sitemap URLs we'll have to give our sitemap URL, which is this one. Now we can save it. Now the next step becomes the configuration of document extractor. So in this document extractor, we are using JavaScript extractor, and we'll have to use a tagger. Tagger is nothing but the JavaScript in the geos which will be retrieving the data from the web pages. So by default, Sitecore gives you a proper extractor. If you need anything else, you need to configure this also. Once I save it, save this. Yeah. Once this is done, I'll just publish the source. And you can see the new source has been created here, and it has scheduled for crawling also. So to save the time, whatever we have done for our system, I'll be showing it to you. So in the Voyagers, we have this custom sitemap. You can see we have sitemap triggers the same. And here we have configured it as a multi-local. So EN US and EN Australia. These two locales are available for our site. And in the document extractor, you can see whatever Varlakshmi has said, like the tags from the website or the web pages has been fetched for the title, type, URL, category, subcategory, image, and description. And also the locales are defined here. So to get the ID, unique ID for both EN and EN Australia. And here in the local extractor, we'll have to extract the locales also from the sitemap. So we'll have to configure one JavaScript local extractor in the same way. So here we have like two locales are there, and once it matches with EN, it should return the EN US, because in Sitecore search we don't have a only EN option. It's always country and language. And the other one is ENAU. So after configuration of this, we need to come to the administration tools. In the domain settings, we'll have to add those attributes. But for us, the attributes like category, subcategory, everything is added previously when we were configuring. But we can use this add attribute option, like to select like a test field. And standard data type, as of now, I'm taking it as a string, but you can select multiple, whatever data types you want. Integer, double array, string, array of string, like this. Default value is optional. You can give a default value. You may ignore all these fields. Default value will be important when you have mark any field as required. So if you're using JS extractor and you mark a field as required, and if there is no tags or HTML attributes you are finding in that page, that time it will throw error. To avoid those errors, we can specify a default value. So, and if we click on save, okay, this one. So this is the return in the API response. Whenever you are doing any API call, this properties will be returned. Save it. Okay, currently some errors are coming. I'll just check and let you know. But this is how we can add the attributes in here. And in the feature configuration, we can go ahead and create the facets. Yeah, here we can create the facets and like whatever like product or site source or my test field, whatever we want to want the fields, what our attributes to be a facet value, we can configure it here. Also the sorting options, like whatever we need, A to Z or Z to A, or some featured products, we can add a sorting option and configure it here in this section. And textual relevance, like which one has the, like is it a standard textual relevance or a multi-local standard analyzer? Those analyzers, we can use this in textual relevance. These are basically we use in the widget part, which I'm currently going to show you. So for creation of new widget, we can use a add widget platform from this add widget. So ours widget is this one, Voyager search results. So here you can see the widget settings. We have the RFK ID where this will be used. And if we edit it, we have the widget name also. And in this variations, if you come, we have this as a default variation once we create a widget. Now, in this settings, if we come to here, we can use the textual relevance which you ever said. So this textual relevance, what it will do is it will give the priority to name and title before the description. So suppose you are searching a keyword like article or SUG. So here it will search in the name and title first. Those results will be shown first, and then the articles or products which have the words in the description field will be shown later. Same. So here also facets you can configure. The textual relevance is the most important part here, where in which field we need to select. Also the sortings, whatever the sortings you want to be available, what we have created in the attribute settings, and any personalization or the search ranking, whatever we want according to our needs. So once this is done, we come to the content collection and we see our data. So suppose this is showing the data for all the sources which we have created. Our source is this one. So if I apply this filter, you can see we have the content present here. So if I click on any one of the items, you can see the map, these category, subcategory, content type, description, and image. These all are getting mapped here with these fields. These are the attributes which we have selected in the administration tool, and these are the values which we have used, which we have extracted from the document extractor. So every item will be mapped. Also, if I go back here to the content, and if I select the Australia language, you can see the whatever is applicable for Australia, it has mapped here. So if I use a entity, you can see the URL is changed from EN to ENAU it has. So this is how the multilingual support or the multi-locale support is handled inside the Sitecore search portal. Now, once we have done, we need to copy. And you can see, sorry, one more thing, you can see what I have added the default source. It has also finished the crawling, and it says it has indexed 113 items. So if I go to here and try to filter by this one, be able to should show here. Let me trigger the indexing once. Sometimes it does like that. It shows the item index, but it doesn't show in the content collection. But I'll show you once it has been re-triggered once. So once this has been done, what I was saying is about the source ID. We'll have to copy the source ID from here. This is the source ID, and we'll have to pass it here. So inside the widget, we are reading a search results index. This is the widget code which I have said in the PowerPoint presentation. So here, this is an out-of-the-box Sitecore provided code. This is has been done using the Sitecore Search SDK, which Sitecore Search is providing. You can see this is the SDK which they have provided. And here, the important thing is getting this query. And in query, we'll have to pass the sources. So you can either send one source, or if you want to select multiple sources, you can just give a comma and add the sources also. So this query will be responsible to do the API call and fetch all the data from the Sitecore search platform. Once we have done this, we just return according to our the whatever HTML structures and what are the areas we need to filter out from there. We can just give our own code of creating the HTML. Now this has to be consumed in our components. So we have to create a component under this searches. This will be mapped to our Sitecore. And a Sitecore will have a component or a rendering called search results.tsx. Search results, and here we have the data. And here we need to connect the widget. So the widget is connection depends on the API key, customer key, which I have showed previously, and the RFK ID. So if I go back to the widgets here and open our widgets, you can see there is an RFK ID present. So this ID is very important. This should match so that the configuration matches here. So this RFK ID has to be used. So once this is done and we deploy this application to our Vercel, we can go ahead here and we can search for voyages. And it has written one results. So you can see the voyages is in the title. Similarly, if I search for a keyword called MVP, so in the title, we don't have the MVP word, but in the description, we have the MVP word. So it has fetched from here also. So, and if I select a Java keyword, so here we can see the results in Java, whatever has Java in the title or description like that. And also if I do an empty search, it will show all the results, whatever we have. And in this, we can select the facets. And also we can do a sorting from here. And by default, pagination has been given by Sitecore. Like you can modify how many results per page you want to see. And also if I click on second and third, so it will render. You can see 25th to 48. So this is how we can integrate a Sitecore search with our Next.js solution. And also one more implementation of Sitecore search is the product list. So we have a predefined widget created here. And in this query, we are just doing the filter by products. We are not giving all the facets and all the thing. We just set a filter for products. So it will go and fetch all the entities whose types is marked as product. So once this has done, we have created one more component called the product list, and we have passed the same, the API keys and the RFK ID. If I go to our component, you can see the product list. It will fetch all the results, and here the facets becomes the categories. Whatever the categories we are tagging, those are facets because we have configured those as facets in the Sitecore administration tool portal. Like here. Here we have in the domain settings feature configuration. Here in the facets we have made the category as the facets. So this is how we can just map it. And also if I show you the search results page once again, so you can see the URLs here is of EN because I'm in the English or the default site. So you can see the URLs at the below bottom left /en/product list/events hackathon, right? Now, same way, if I go to the EN AU version and I search for any keyword, this is not there. Yeah, so you can see this URL becomes ENU. So the already for multiple locals, we don't have to do anything out of the box, like anything in the Next.js section. The results which will be fetched according to the locales itself from the Sitecore search portal. So this is how we can configure the multi-local part also, multi-localizations from Sitecore search portal. Yeah, I think that is all for the demo. Any questions? And also the reference Sitecore has a very good documentation on these URLs. You can just make a note of it, doc.sitecore.com/search and developers.sitecore.com/product/search. So most of the things are given here in the documentation. You can just check out the documentations also.
Great. Thank you, Deptana. Thank you, Lakshmi. If you guys have any question, you can post this in the chat. Also, we also have the Q&A, say the Q&A section through which you can ask the question, or you can just raise your hand and I can unmute you so that you can ask the question directly. Okay. Also, like if you have any question in the future, you can reach out to Taptanu and Varalakshmi on their LinkedIn account as well. And they're also available on Slack. So you can reach out to them on Slack as well.
Yep.
Okay. So, and that brings us to the end of the today's insightful discussion on Sitecore Search. And we extend our heartfelt thanks to Varalakshmi and Diptanu for sharing their expertise with us. Your valuable insight have undoubtedly enriched our understanding of this topic. And finally, a big thank you to all the attendees for your active participation and engaging questions. Also, if you have any topics related to the site code that you're passionate about and would like you to share with our community, please use the link shared in the chat to submit your topic. And we are looking, actually, we are always looking for the fresh perspective and the new ideas, and we will reach out to you if your topic align with our upcoming events. And the video of today's the session, the video recording for today's session will be shared soon. So keep an eye out on LinkedIn. And thank you all until next time. Thank you, Varalakshmi. Thank you, Daptanu. And thank you to all the attendees. Take
Thank you,
care.
Sumit. And I would like to extend my thanks to the SUG Nagpur group, also Proficient and Horizontal, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.